they said, yeah, they wanted to sign me, then send me out on loan to Middlesbrough. I was like, no chance.
We thought we could rewind the clock back and reminisce on a certain transfer. One of the biggest in Manchester United's history, some could say, Kay, when Wayne Rooney signed for Manchester United.
Do you know
you're saying as if you'd kind of forgot it ever happened.
Yeah. No, do you know what the funniest thing about that was? It was sort of, it was rumoured that it was happening anyway throughout the whole summer after the Euros. But it was on deadline day that it randomly happened. But I was glued to the TV that whole day just watching it and seeing like different footage and Wayne going into to United with his crutches on and stuff as well. So it was just like every 2 minutes you're just like looking at it, waiting for another update. It wasn't like now where you've got like 13 journalists reporting on like every aspect of it. So it was like you tried to get everything you could. But what was that actually like going through it, Wayne?
Do you know what? I was quite chilled. I was, at the time, there was a lot of press trying to follow me around and stuff. So I was actually staying in Colleen's uncle's in Liverpool with Colleen. And the night before deadline day, we sat in, we had the Chinese, had a few glasses of wine.
You really were chilled.
And then I actually had no clothes there. So the jumper that I signed for Manchester United in was Colleen's cousin's jumper. So, so yeah, it shows how prepared I was for it.
What we all want to know is what was on that Chinese order as well, though, Wayne.
I don't know. It probably will have been like salt and pepper chicken wings, salt and pepper chips.
Oh no, chips from a Chinese. I don't get it.
What?
Go to a chippy, go and get fish and chips if you want chips.
Yeah, but they're not the Chinese chips.
How come it got left so late though?
It was just rumbled on, and I think, if I'm being honest, I think Alex Ferguson wanted to wait another year. And then Newcastle kept coming in, and I would have went to Newcastle if United didn't sign me then.
Cool.
And then it got to the last day, and Bill Kenwright wouldn't send the forms over. And Bill, obviously, God rest him, is very emotional, and obviously I'm a local lad from Liverpool playing for Everton. It was massive, and he actually got on the phone, put his mum on the phone to me when I was at Old Trafford. Then he got on the phone, he was crying down the phone, and we're literally like, Bill, please just send us. There's one document he had to send over, and eventually he did, just in time.
Okay, we've digressed a bit. I need to know more about this signing for Manchester United.
Well, I was still at Everton. I was sat at home one night, and I'm watching Coronation Street. So my house phone rings.
Yes, Wayne, are you a Coronation Street fan?
Yeah, I love Coronation.
Yes. Okay, we'll talk about that later. So am I.
So my house phone rings. So I answered it. It's Paul Scholes.
No way.
I was like,
your house phone?
yes. He's like, what's it? Scholesy. What's that, mate? He's like, are you going to sign for us or what? I just sat there. I was like, what's going on here? But yeah.
So what did you say to him? Like, yeah.
So I don't know. I'll speak to the manager.
And that was it?
Yeah. Well, trying to have a conversation with Scholes on the phone. Be difficult anyway.
What was that day like though? So did you were at Colleen's cousin's house and then you just got a call saying they want to sign you, like come in?
Yeah, so I went to the training ground first, and then Alex Ferguson drove me over to Old Trafford.
Oh, so Alex came himself?
Yeah, he drove me over to Old Trafford. So that was strange.
Just you and him in the car chatting? Oh.
Just like in the car, so that was weird.
What do you talk about in that situation?
I don't know. To be honest, I was probably just a bit taken back, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's Alex Ferguson, and he was obviously the main reason I was signed for Manchester United was because of him, and then to be in the car on the way to the stadium was strange. And then, yeah, it was a long day. We just sat around all day. I didn't even do a medical. So I signed with a broken foot and actually didn't have time to do a full medical.
But surely is that not part of the move? How does that happen if you don't?
I think they just, because I was young, they just, I had no major injuries beforehand. They took a gamble, I think.
Was Newcastle the only team to bid for you at that point?
No, so what happened, when we were at the Euros at Euro 2004, Everton had agreed a deal with Chelsea for me to sign for Chelsea, and I had no knowledge of that whatsoever. So yeah, and then my agent then went and spoke to Abramovich and their team, basically, and they said, yeah, they wanted to sign me, then send me out on loan to Middlesbrough. I was like, no chance. So me going to London at that time, it just didn't make sense at all. So the minute I knew Manchester United were interested in me, then that was the only place I was going to go. Really.
Why did they want to send you to Borough, bro?
I think because Steve McClaren was there, and I think Abramovich liked him as a manager, and he wanted me to go and work under Steve McClaren.
Oh my God! Do you imagine if that went through? Instead of scoring a hat trick in the Champions League on your debut, you'd have been smashing in goals in the Championship.
Yeah. So no, but yeah, it was honestly, it was all weird. It was like one minute I'm getting told Everton have agreed a deal with Chelsea. I'm like, want to go to Chelsea?